what scares me with the Eagles the most, we mentioned last show about the rushing lanes that were opened up for Jarrett Stidham. Hopefully the Niners are going to see that and clean that up, because if Hurts gets things like that, it may not matter if his shoulder hurts or not, because he may run all
Sure.
over them.
Well, and
And
I was
then
to say
you have,
the interesting thing about that is it felt like what Nick Bosa said after the game was those lanes were there largely because they underestimated Jarrett Stidham's athleticism. So I think they went into that game kind of with a mindset of like, we don't need to mind the running lanes when we rush, because he's not the type of athlete that's going to get out of the pocket and do anything. And so Bosa said we underestimated Stidham, and it specifically pointed to that. And so I would assume going into a game, like if they were going into a game against the Eagles, that would be one of the points of emphasis for them is we cannot abandon our lanes. We cannot allow the same kind of run lanes that we did against Vegas.
The other thing that scares me about them, and then someone asked a good question in our chat that I want to get to. You have Devontae Smith, you have AJ Brown, you have some serious receivers out there. And we've seen with Devontae Adams, that scares me a little bit too. If those guys can get open, can maybe turn into a shootout. And the question that I liked was, this person asked, can Brock Purdy compete in a shootout with Aaron Rodgers, in your opinion? Now, I'll tie this in with Aaron Rodgers, and I'll tie it in with the Eagles, with who we're talking about. And I think the answer is yes. I think if you asked me that 6 weeks ago or 7 weeks ago, can Jimmy Garoppolo do it? I would have said probably not. I think the Niners have to keep the game in the 20s. But now what you're seeing is a team that scored 37 the past 2 weeks, that have scored 30 plus for the past 5. Yeah, they can win a game in the 30s now. I don't think they would have been able to do that if you asked me 6-7 weeks ago, but now I think that. So I'm going in very confident into the playoffs, because I think the defense will get their act together and they will keep the score down. And I think you have an offense that's going to be able to score a lot of points. You're going to have Debo back. You're going to have Eli Mitchell back. You're going to have pretty much every full complement.